This is a tutorial on how to use the Scoreboard remote box at Majestic Park. This is the box. There's the scoreboard. First thing you'll do is get the appropriate box for your field. They're all marked, though unfortunately not all of them are marked correctly, but hopefully whoever's setting them up will give you the proper box. First, you'll plug the box in to the outlet behind the fence just behind home plate. Note that these outlets aren't going to work if the canopy lights aren't on, because they're on the same circuit, so you'll know that the outlet will work if the canopy lights are on. In this case they're not, so I've used an extension cord to plug in behind the table in the umpire room. First thing you'll do is turn on the box, and there's a switch right behind on the bottom left next to where the cord goes, and then we'll turn the box on. First it'll ask you if you'd like to resume the game. The answer is almost always no. When you might resume a game is if the power's gone out and you need to start over. So we are going to touch clear or no. Then it will ask for the code. The codes are over here, and the proper code for our purposes is 5501. That's what it says, so you can push enter, which is here. If you didn't have the right code, you would simply use the keypad to put in 5501, touch enter, and you're ready to go. The broadcast settings should be set to your field from the prior game. So you would generally push yes. If they're wrong, you push clear, and it will ask you what they are. In our case, 2 and 4 is correct, but we'll go ahead and push no, push 2, enter, and 4, enter, and we're good to go. You might have a different code like 3-1 or who knows what. There's a list with all the boxes in the umpire room. Now the scoreboard lights up. And you will also see all of the balls, strikes, outs, guest score, what inning you're in, and home score on this screen. In order to change the count for a ball, you simply touch 1 for a ball, and it will show up on the screen. 2 for another ball, shows up on the screen. If there's a strike, that will show up on the screen, and the scoreboard is showing exactly the same thing. When the at-bat is over, you can touch clear count, and you'll go back to 0, and you add an out here, outs +1, and we go to 1, +2, +3, and then you go back to 0. If you add an out and you shouldn't have, you can simply cycle back through and get back to 0. Same with balls and strikes. If you have 1 ball and you accidentally do ball 2 and you should have had strike 1, you can either clear the count and start over, or you can just cycle all the way back through. You cannot do that with runs. If you go back over 0, it'll assume you're at 10, 11, 12, and you've got a problem, but we'll talk about that in a minute. To do the runs for the guest in the current inning, simply hit that. That actually takes you to 0 from a blank. Do it again, and you'll get 1 run. Guest 1, home 0, and that's what it shows on the scoreboard. When you're done with the top of the half for the first inning, then you score on the home side. So maybe 1, 2. Actually, that got us to 0, then 1, then 2. So it shows guest 1, home 2, inning 1. When you're done with the first inning, touch inning +1, and we'll go to inning 2. The runs on the far right automatically add up when you add runs to each inning, so you don't have to worry about that. Now the important part, what do you do if you screwed up? Let's say we're already in inning 2, and we show 1 to 2, but let's say the home team scored 3 runs. Now what do? You touch edit, and then you want to get back to the first inning. So we want to edit the inning. It shows inning 2. We want it to be 1. So we're going to go to the keypad, touch 1, and enter. Now we're back to inning 1. So now we can change the runs from 2 to 3 by simply adding 1 run. Now we're in guest 1, inning 1, home 3, and if you look at the scoreboard, it it shows 1 to 3. Now we're actually in the second inning, so we just need to go back to add an inning, and now we're in inning number 2. That same edit works for anything you want to change. So for example, if I did 3 runs in the top of the second inning for the guests, so there's 3 runs, but that's wrong. Let's say that they only have 2. I need to go backwards. Well, I can't just add 1, and I can't go all the way around to 10 and back to 2 because it'll think it's 12. So again, we touch what we want to fix by doing edit, and then guest runs. It shows 3, but we want 2. So we're going to press 2, it goes back to 2, and enter. And now we're back to 2. 1 run to 2 runs. That's pretty much it. When you're doing edit, just remember if you want to go back to an inning, first you're changing the inning by doing edit, inning, and then whatever inning you want to go to. And then from there, you're in that inning. Then you can do edit again, edit the runs for either team, and then press the number and enter, and then you change the runs in that inning. And then you have to get back to the proper inning, usually just by doing inning plus 1 until you get to where you want to be, because you're usually going backwards. That's about it. We'll also have written instructions on what to do, but it's fairly straightforward. Don't be intimidated. We hardly use any of these buttons. Just runs plus 1, runs plus 1, the count, the outs, the inning, and then the keypad and the edit. That's just about all that you're ever going to need on the box. Good luck. Have fun at your game.